The oil lamp was lit in the puja room. Unni sat facing Grandma. He excitedly asked,
Grandma, finally, Rama and Ravana are going into battle. It will start soon, won't it?
Yes, Unni, the great war was finally going to start. Ravana reached the battlefield, a huge army marching behind him. You might wonder from where Ravana procured such a mighty and well-armed military force, as more than 2/3 of the Rakshasas in Lanka had already been killed or mortally wounded. You see, Ravana had kept a strong contingent of cruel Rakshasas, ready and equipped for dangerous emergencies in Patala, the netherworld. When Ravana summoned them, they arrived on earth. This heartless contingent advanced like a sea into the battlefield. The monkeys became frightened as wave after wave of the seemingly never-ending ranks of enemy forces marched into the battlefield. Sri Rama told the monkey army, "I don't want any of you to face them. You will be in grave danger. I shall face this army myself." Sri Rama donned his armor and penetrated the ranks of the Rakshasa army. Listen, dear Unni, to how the Lord fought. He was so swift with dispensing arrows that nobody could make out where he was. His presence could only be detected by his deeds as the Rakshasas fell. His movements were quicker than lightning. It seemed at times that there were 1,000 Ramas, and at other times witnesses could perceive only one. How can I adequately describe the great battle? The relentless rain of arrows sailing through the air was so dense and powerful that it was difficult to discern whether it was night or day, land or water. The Rakshasa army started getting decimated by the might of Sri Rama. The Devas, celestial musicians and rishis, sang hymns in praise of the Lord. The dense darkness lifted and the air became clear. Sri Rama was shining with the brilliance of the sun. Hanuman, Lakshmana, Sugriva and Vibhishana watched in wonder as the Lord single-handedly annihilated the army of fierce Rakshasas. After destroying the army, the Lord, in his most enchanting voice, remarked to Sugriva, who was standing nearby, saying, "Such wonderful power of using mystic missiles exists in me, who am no other than Lord Vishnu." Unni, this was one of the very few occasions where the Lord admitted who he was. It seemed that time stopped as the celestials worshipped him. Loud wails from the families of the dead demons made Lanka shudder. Their laments were interlaced with imprecations against Surpanaka for instigating her brother to abduct Sita, and Ravana, who had carried out the vile act. They cried in anguish, "We have to bear the consequences of Ravana's wicked deeds." Vibhishana had warned him, but the despicable tyrant did not heed words of advice. Hearing the laments of his subjects, Ravana sat engrossed in thought. He set out for the battlefield with Virupaksha, Mahodara, and Mahaparshvan, who were powerful Rakshasas. He announced to them, "Today itself, let me dispatch Rama and Lakshmana to the abode of Yama, the god of death. It is only if I do this that I will avenge the death of all our near ones." As they approached the battlefield, suddenly, out of nowhere, a meteor came crashing to the earth. The sound from this resounded along with the cries of crows and vultures. Not minding these bad omens, Ravana charged madly into the battlefield. A fierce fight ensued. Sugriva killed Virupaksha and Mahodara. Angada killed Mahaparshvan. Seeing all his commanders lying dead on the field, Ravana, filled with rage, came to the battlefront. A spate of arrows whizzed past him on either side. Ravana had a vast array of divine weapons with him, including the Tamasastra, Asurastra, and Mayadatta Mayastra, all very powerful and deadly. The Lord had the weapons needed to destroy or neutralize Ravana's missiles. His divine arsenal included the Aindastra, Agnayastra, and Gandharvastra. As Ravana's missiles sped towards Rama, the counter weapons that the Lord wielded would stop and nullify each one of them. Although Ravana wounded Rama's body, the injuries the Lord sustained were nothing compared to the wounds Sri Rama inflicted on Ravana. When Vibhishna killed Ravana's horses, Ravana became furious. He was about to hurl his spear against his brother when he was attacked by a torrent of arrows from Lakshmana. When Ravana saw Lakshmana, he was filled with vengeance, remembering his beloved son Indrajit, whom Lakshmana had killed. Wrathful Ravana hurled the spear against Lakshmana, who fell to the ground unconscious. Sri Rama pulled the spear out from his brother's chest and commanded the monkeys, "Take care of my brother. I shall return after killing Ravana. His time is up. Rama and Ravana will not live together in this world." Unni sighed.
What a disaster, Grandma! If only Ravana had listened to everyone who advised him, such a war could have been avoided. Why could he not just do what was right?
Grandma responded, "There's a subtle law that governs the universe, Unni. That law is called dharma. If we veer away from it, then we have to face the consequences of our actions. Ravana's dharma as a king was to protect his subjects. However, he was so selfish that he instead caused their destruction. He wanted Sita for himself, though she was married to Sri Rama. It was completely unrighteous to have any desire for her. Despite knowing this, Ravana pursued this wicked desire until the end. Amma says we should try to live according to our own dharma. We should never try to adopt someone else's dharma, for that would be as dangerous as it would be if a dentist were to act as a cardiologist and treat someone afflicted with heart disease. It would be dangerous for both him and his patients if he tried to do something that he's not qualified to do. Needless to say, the dentist should stick to his own job. He has enough to do in his own field. By diligently performing each action with an attitude of love, dedication, and self-surrender, he can attain perfection. Similarly, Unni, we should not take what belongs to another person as Ravana did. This great war shows what happens if we are unrighteous, taking what belongs to others. We not only cause suffering for ourselves, but for all that are associated with us. May Amma bless us that we perform the tasks entrusted to us in our lives and never seek what others have.